Hello, hello, and aloha. For this reading, I'm going to be doing a few things differently, which I'll explain as I come to them. First thing is I'm going to draw one of these DNA chakra Lemurian cards. This is number 8, and it says, as collaborators in this great experiment, and through your Akashic agreement with the Star Mothers, they enter and encode you for reawakening your DNA. Your portal to the Star Mothers perpetually hovers above you in an etheric fiber of illumination. You are continuously and divinely suffused with the attributes of love, grace, honor, inspiration, guidance, and encouragement. So I guess this would be above your head, probably above your Sahasrara chakra, or crown chakra. And feel free to pause the video and meditate on that. Next, I'm going to draw a rune card from the cards I made for the runes. Oh, and this is going to be a reading for this month as well as January. I'm kind of focusing on basically the new year and the energies around that. Here we go. So this is the Kinaz or K rune for beacon or torch. I also have it as a symbol of ki or life energy, and also of upaya or skillful means. And for the main reading, I'm going to be using this fairy ring spread. It says it will give you an overview of your life trends and insight on how best to move forward. Going to go through your current life phase, what is behind you, what is before you, weaknesses to be overcome, strengths that need to be developed, obstacles that lie in your way, what will help you, and the final outcome of this phase. And I'm going to be using the Syrian Starseed cards for that. Have that one flip out. So this is the 9 of Orbs. There's a woman kind of almost fetal position in the forest. 9 usually has to do with completion. There's a few different interpretations this can have here. I'll probably look into it a little more deeply after the rest of the reading. So you've got your current life phase, or 1. This is the Tower. That can mean instability, change, a lot of different things. You probably have your own interpretations already of that one. What is behind you, number 2? The Adept of Crystals. This could be possibly moving away from financial stability or something that you perceive as stability. What is before you? The Star. I feel like that could almost mean anything, really. Sometimes that card has negative connotations, but I tend to see it pretty positively. Weaknesses to be overcome. Got the Sage of Orbs. The Sage is like the Queen. That could possibly be letting your negative feelings or interpretations come out through your voice. It could be, your more emotional expressions not being perhaps expressed appropriately or in a way that's the most conducive for you or your situations. Strengths that need to be developed. Abundance. I guess that one's pretty straightforward, huh? Obstacles. The Lovers. That might be pretty straightforward too. That's an interesting one. What will help you? Oh, nice. The Solar Deity. This could be connecting with solar energy in your life for sure. The energy of fire as well. Connecting with your drive, connecting with the drive of others, understanding kind of the unified field of life as well as the individual expressions of it. And the final outcome, we have the Hanged Man. Traditionally, this is the card of wisdom. Hell yeah. In this card, he's in a pendulum rather than from a tree, which is interesting. He got his little halo. So yeah, this seems to be moving into new things, kind of moving away from negative things, and mastering your own abundance and self-love, probably. It's a lot of stuff, but it's also a good recipe for ending in wisdom, for sure. Definitely the connective layer of the soul, and the skillful means, and the light, the life energy, the being the beacon and the torch. Makes a lot of sense in this context, as well as the Nine of Orbs definitely seems to be what to avoid here as well, which would be becoming locked in old thought patterns, becoming locked in a singular thought pattern. I'm getting the image that, like, especially she's in the forest. She's surrounded by all kinds of things that could be of use, but not really looking at them. She looks like depressed and stuff like that, so probably keep that mindset as something to be avoided for a little bit. They're coming into this new year. I'm going to go ahead and read the book for these in order as well. Current life phase being the Tower. '16, I believe. What it says is, the walls of those limiting thoughts and ego-driven beliefs in the Shadow Key have come down with the Flaming Tower. Struck by lightning, symbol of illumination, the structure goes to blazes in the creative fire of spiritual awakening to the realization that everything that exists is our own creation. We are free to live in towers of our own making, or to leap into the unknown, trusting all that is. Like the charioteer in key number 7, who races forward but still remains in his protective cage, the figure in the tower key, number 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7, you shouldn't get mystical about the number 7, for sure, ejects himself from the tower in utter abandonment. His time of isolation is clearly over. Encountering this key, the starseed seeker finds enlightenment in the realization that the universe is unfolding in divine order, and that yielding to it rather than trying to control it is the ultimate liberating experience. Upon first encountering this card, one can see it in great destruction and despair, but this is the elusive nature of its message. There are moments in our lives when, willingly or not, we are forced to come to terms with the fact that important aspects of our lives, relationships, careers, etc., we thought were built on solid foundations are not. The tower is on fire, the walls are soon to crumble all around us. As frightening as that process can be while you are in it, or while you are projecting into it in fear, that's definitely a key to be aware of. You can do quite a bit to yourself and to your energies in fear. It is a process of liberation. Many starseed children associate Gaia's process with the energy portrayed here, fearing on the one hand that this beautiful planet is on the verge of destruction, and knowing, on the other, that the old must give way to the new. Associated with this key are the words release, liberation, feng shui, clearing, letting go, change, upheaval, and escape. Questions to ponder with this key are the following. How is my world tumbling down around me? Have I been living my life in a tower of isolation from reality? What am I being shown through the cataclysmic change underway? How do I cope with great change in my life? Can I trust that I will survive the fall? What is the bigger picture emerging from this narrow vision? Next we have the Adeptive Crystals. That one's not going to have a section in the book for it, but it is the Knight of Pentacles, which I actually have right here in the traditional tarot. And that is what is behind you, and the tower was what is before you. Or the tower was your current life phase, sorry. 3, the star, is what is before you, which is 17? No. Oh, yeah, it is. So this is what is before you, the star. From the illumination of a bolt of lightning, and all consequence of its impact upon our illusions, appears a cleared pathway for the new to come into manifestation. Always seeking to remember who he or she really is and where he or she really comes from, Starseed gazes out upon the star-filled night, where the most brilliant of the stars, Sirius, in the constellation of Canis Major, shines brightly overhead. Because the Egyptians equated the pharaoh with the sun, Papyrus renderings have depicted him moving through the celestial canopy with Sirius and his staff, so clearly representative of the relationship between Sirius and our own sun, Ra. To Starseed, who longs to return to the stars, it is the most poignant of all the keys. And to those of us who are remembering our starseed origins, it is the embodiment of our hope, our inspiration, and a prophecy of the rebirthing of Gaia. It is filled with optimism, beauty, and the illumination of star beings across the universe. This image includes 3 stars of the triunal Sirian star system, described in detail in the works of the Sirian Revelations. I think that's a book. As Sirius A, still in the 3rd dimension, Sirius B ascended to the 6th dimension, and Sirius C ascended to the 4th dimension. The Egyptians referred to them as the Star Sisters, and indeed they are. Hence, it also invites us to contemplate the ascension process, which many of us know we have come into this lifetime to experience. It speaks of joy, hope, blessings, guidance, aspiration, trust, starseed awareness, and ascension. When this card appears, it is a joyful and blessed messenger. The primary questions that arise with it are the following. What do I dream for the future? What will this transition be like? How am I working toward healing the planet and others? How can I reconnect with my starseed origins? Do I shine the light for others to share? How does my trust reflect upon my path? Where is my starseed home? Next is the Sage of Orbs, which also won't have a description. And then Abundance. Merging the focused, clear intent of indigo with the esoteric wisdom of higher self opens the floodgates of the cosmic sea. From the soft, still waters of higher self, Starseed explores the vast oceans of love and abundance that surround and pour through the Great Mother. Her arms open wide, she is a maestro of the symphony of life and the infinite power of love and flowing emotions. She is the splendor of trusting that the universe always provides, the pure energy of love unleashed. Abundance speaks of forever oceans of countless worlds, the source of all life. The primordial mound of innumerable creation myths rises from the void, and the cosmic sea of life emerges in all its diversity and beauty, all in perpetual harmony with the divine wisdom of creation. The great whales weave the rhythms of the seas gracefully with their song and their majesty, and life abounds. They represent the creative expression of the arts, which find their exaltation in this key. We are reminded that without them, the rhythms of the ocean will give way to the unleashing of floodwaters and great tidal waves. Abundance, unbridled, can also turn to havoc if left unchecked. The dynamic energy of 3, depicted in the Sirian seal, is explosive and forward-moving. All is possible. All can be birthed and rebirthed at will. Associations with this card are Mother, Bountifulness, Flow, Love, Creativity, New Birth, Fertility, and the Power of Nature. It is a key of boundless emotion, which can sway to either side of the spectrum, and can therefore be seen in its full light or in the shadow, where unresolved emotions also abound. Working with abundance, you may wish to ask the following. Am I going with the flow of the river? How do I nurture others and myself? How can I nurture myself more lovingly? How am I expressing my material love with people I care for? What am I giving birth to at this time? How do I express my creative visions? How do I let my unbridled emotions swell over? And that is strengths that need to be developed. 6 is obstacles that are in your way, and that is the Lovers. Many are the starseed who know that they've come to share the passage through this physical existence with a twin flame. It seems inherent in human nature that we seek someone, a soul, to share the peaks and valleys of the journey through the tunnel of three-dimensional life. Not always does love bring us our twin, but surely there is untold joy in unison with another. The innocence of hope we know at the onset, the passion of desire to give ourselves to another and to receive equally, the exhilaration that sharing love brings. The lover's key holds no secret meanings or interpretations. It is about physical love with all its temptations, sensuality, and passion. Burning hot. It is about etheric love, the sweetness of touching another soul and holding that love in the highest truth, protected and revered. This passage on Starseed's path is the first time a decision is required. Will he or she commit to another, the taking of a partner, or will he or she choose to continue to walk the path alone, developing the self, soul-seeking communion with spirit? Words associated with this card are relationship, commitment, love, passion, infatuation, union, and some believe it can speak of a new partnership in business. But for me, it is not of the left brain. It is the unquantifiable flame of passion, the innocence of letting go to another, and the joy of falling into love. The lover's key begs the following questions. Am I open to a new loving relationship? How do I share myself with another? What am I asking of love? Have I found my twin flame? Am I ready to trust another person with my heart and soul? Is this true love, or passion, or both? 7, or what will help you, is solar deity. Solar deity, our sun, is a conscious being. It is the center of our galactic family of celestial beings in what we call our solar system. Around it, we all gravitate to its life-bearing energy, its physical light and warmth, and its infinite radiance. This is our star, up close and comfortable, in galactic measure. Throughout distinct eras in human history, the sun was worshipped as a living deity. Once again, with so many starseed born into these times of the Great Shift, we are connected to the puzzle pieces anew. We are remembering that all celestial beings are conscious beings. They are gods in their own way, grand and unfathomably powerful, as gods should be. The ancient Greeks knew the sun as the god Apollo, whose white-winged steed flew his chariot across the sky. To the Egyptians it was Ra, who traveled in his solar boat through the desert night. All creation myth holds the commemoration of morning, the return of the sun, and that primordial celebration still lives within us all. Without the sun, all is barren, cold, and lifeless. Sun gods of ancient civilizations were attributed with powers of prophecy. They reigned over music and the arts. They healed plagues and were associated with all things positive, beautiful, and light. Hence, it is the most radiant and positive key in the entire tarot theater, and drawing it is the most positive energy. The sun wears its coronal ejections as a crown. It is explosive, hot, powerful, and beautifully majestic and self-aware. Overlaid upon its fiery body is the imprint of the sacred geometry found in the sunflower, sheer perfection of godly design in cosmometric proportion. When this key appears to a querent, it is a hallmark of great things in the works. The light of Ra shines down upon the seeker. Bask in it and celebrate the light of the universe. Enlightenment is unfolding, and all that Starseed has encountered and learned, from projections of the self to obstacles on the path, lie behind. It is a gloriously beautiful new day. Questions are few with this amazing key. Am I ready to honor the true light of my soul? Do I recognize the beauty of my being? How can I be a lighthouse for others to share in the bliss of being so connected to Source? What wonderful thing is unfolding before my very eyes? Do I appreciate all that is given? And the final outcome, or the hanging man. Number 12. Like a preborn infant in the womb, reversing itself to prepare for passage out of the state of suspended animation of one world and into the next. Hanging man is observing reality from an inverted perspective. He is the stilled pendulum at rest, a potential energy disengaged, floating, meditating, surrendering. Starseed is confronted with the possibility that there will be times on the path where he or she will need to look at things from a different perspective. There will be epiphanies, when reversals will bring out opportunities to be reborn. Sacrificing one's position on an issue and looking at it from another direction may bring enlightenment. Hanging man appears to be waiting to be reborn, as many of us describe it, into a new spiritual consciousness. He is on a vision quest, opening to an altered state of awareness, experiencing new insights. The key is associated with meditation, selflessness, new perspectives, reversal of ideas, silence, and stillness. When a querent works with this key, the questions that arise might be the following. What do I need to meditate on? How do I need to look at things in a different way? What am I waiting for clarity on? How am I feeling suspended in time, on hold? How can I let go of any desired outcome in the matter and just relax? How am I stuck? Oh, and I'll do the Nine of Orbs as well. This is again the Nine of Orbs. Rather than facing herself and her fears, the woman has allowed herself to be overtaken by them. She appears to have no way out. Her weighty thoughts and mental processes are as dense as steel, bearing down on her to the point that she believes she is completely powerless. Overwhelming anxiety and worry consume her. Utterly vulnerable to her own nightmarish thoughts and projections, she cannot see past the terrifying orbs, her own crippling thoughts, to recognize that there is a way out of every situation and that the light will always show the way home. How do you create your own nightmares with your thoughts? Are you in a state of utter despair, even depression? Where do you project your thoughts? The great shift of ages? Darkness? The future? The past? What has you so worried that you are having nightmares about it? How can you face your fears and rise above their limitations? These are cards for the Zodiac, and I'm going to do a little Zodiacal reading as well. I'm probably not going to interpret these cards, but I'll just go through each of the signs, and I'm going to give a moon card, a sun card, and a general card just to be interpreted. Alright, first up we got Aries. And for Aries sun sign, King of Pentacles. No, moon sign. For Aries moon sign, King of Pentacles. Sun sign, the Chariot. And in general, just for Aries, we got the Seven of Cups. Next up is Taurus. For the Taurus moon, we have the Sun. For the Sun, we have Justice. And for in general, we have the Six of Wands. We have Gemini. For the moon, we have the Magician. For the sun, we have the 6 of Pentacles. No, 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. And in general, we have the Queen of Swords, appropriate for Gemini. We have Cancer. For the Moon, we've got the 4 of Pentacles. For the Sun, we have the 10 of Pentacles. And in general, we have the Knight of Cups. Leo. Leo Moon, we have the Hierophant. Leo Sun, we have the King of Wands. Appropriate as well. And in general, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Virgo. Virgo Moon, we have the 10 of Swords. Virgo Sun, we have the Tower. And Virgo in general, we have the 7 of Swords. Should be an interesting time for Virgos. I have Libra. Libra Moon, we have 8 of Cups. Sun, we have 6 of Pentacles. And in general, the Ace of Pentacles for Libra. Scorpio. Scorpio Moons, we have the World. Scorpio Suns, we have the 2 of Wands. And in general, we have the 3 of Wands. Sagittarius. For the Moon, we have the 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles for the Sun, and the Emperor for in general. Capricorn. Capricorn Moon, we have the Queen of Wands. Capricorn Sun, we have the 7 of Pentacles. And Capricorn in general, we have Death. That's 13. Have Aquarius. Aquarius Moon, the 10 of Wands. Aquarius Sun, the 9 of Cups. And Aquarius in general, the 5 of Pentacles. And finally, we have Pisces. For Pisces Moon, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Pisces Sun, we have the Knight of Wands. And Pisces in general, we have the Lovers. Alright, that's all for now. I've just joined Subscribestar, so feel free to hop over there and support me on there. I'll have a link in the description. As always, I've got a PayPal link if you'd like to donate with that. And be sure to check out my website as well. Aloha and blessings all. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Enjoy your time.